Oh, it's all kicking off on Game Pass in the next couple of weeks, with everything from a daughter-raising sim to a stylish new football game. So let's have a look together. First off, we've got 2 games about to drop onto Game Pass Standard for console gamers to enjoy. On the 18th of June, you can try your hand at being a star trucker, hauling cargo across the stars in a 70s style big rig. And on the very same day, you can also check out Wild Frost, which is a roguelike deck builder featuring a huge range of cute but mighty companions. Cute but mighty is also what it says on my business cards, in case you wondered. Anyway, let's move on to new titles hitting Game Pass Ultimate and PC. Oh, it's all kicking off on June 19th when Rematch comes day 1 to Game Pass Ultimate and PC. And given that this is a football game from the creators of Sifu, we mean that very literally in more ways than one. Imagine Rocket League, but without the vehicles, and that's basically Rematch, which might sound like a convoluted way of describing five-a-side football, but the fundamentals are the same. Each player controls one on-field player, all of whom have the exact same attributes, so the matches are always decided by individual skill, good teamwork, and just a little bit of luck. Just like in Rocket League, there are no fouls whatsoever, so get ready for some intense non-stop action. Although, if your opponent explodes when you crash into them in Rematch, something has gone terribly wrong. Alright, it's time to get your girl dad on in Volcano Princess, which will be coming to Game Pass and making its Xbox console debut on June 24th. This parenting simulator RPG has you playing the role of a single father to a literal, actual princess. It's up to you to ensure that she grows up into a fine, upstanding queen by guiding her studies, nurturing her interests, and teaching her how to both make friends and destroy her enemies. Just be warned, your parenting will determine what sort of person your princess grows up to be, which will have a knock-on effect for the entire kingdom. You know, no pressure though. PC players have been going up against the storm for a while now, and come June 26, console gamers are in for some weather too. This roguelike city builder takes place in a fantasy world which has been reduced to a single city by the dreaded Blight Storm. The Queen has decided that simply won't do, and as a viceroy, it's up to you to go and reconquer the land, build more cities, and generally tidy the place up a bit. Keeping your people happy is especially challenging in Against the Storm because some of them are beavers, some are harpies, and some are all sorts of other things, each with their own needs, preferences, and specializations. But it is a roguelike, so if you royally tick off the foxes or the lizards, you can just make it up to them on the next run. On June 26, we'll be going back to the old battleground where we first learnt the art of Warcraft, as the OG real-time strategy game comes to PC Game Pass. Back in 1994, Blizzard's RTS gave us the first taste of orc versus human warfare, and it tasted pretty good, whatever side you were playing as. It was also one of the first RTS games to let players go head to green, pointy head in multiplayer, which is still extremely fun all these years later. This version includes a host of quality of life improvements as well as some jazzed up music and visuals, but you can go back to the original graphics at the press of a button if you're feeling especially nostalgic. After stopping by the Xbox Game Showcase with a trippy reveal trailer for Black Ops 7, Call of Duty will have Game Pass in its sights again as 2017's World War II joins the lineup. So that'll be 4 COD games in the catalogue, plus in-game benefits for Warzone, plus the day one release of future installments. But yeah, no, who's counting? World War II marks the series' return to its original setting and brings back some of the first game's mechanics too, like health packs and squad-based gameplay, while adding all those modern necessities like multiplayer and Nazi zombie modes. Are there any other Call of Duty titles you'd love to see added to Game Pass? This might be a bit controversial, but Call of Duty Ghosts was actually one of my favorites. Let me know down in the comments. Like a long-lost treasure finally returned to its rightful place, Rise of the Tomb Raider will be coming to Game Pass on July 1st, meaning members have access to the complete modern trilogy. The second adventure takes Lara on a trip to Siberia in search of the legendary city of Kitse. And if you know anything about these games, you can probably guess that she finds it along with a bunch of dangerous animals, fiendish puzzles, and angry gentlemen with guns. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to hone your survival skills using a mixture of stealth and direct combat to make it to Kitse in one piece. If you're like me and you're also the type of person who'll eat a whole block of cheese right before bedtime and not even think about it, then Little Nightmares 2 is the game for you, my friend. This side-scrolling sequel once again has players sneaking and leaping through an eerily empty world that only gets scarier when you realize it isn't quite as empty as you thought. Seriously, some of the enemies in this game are truly unforgettable, no matter how hard you might try. And of course, things are going to get even more nightmarish later this year when Little Nightmares 3 arrives, so stay subscribed for all the latest news about that. There is so much more on the way to Game Pass this year and beyond, so make sure you subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!